kick-ash project and our particular project, we're going to be making some glass lungs. And to make the glass lungs, we need to make some clay models of the lungs, take a plaster cast of those clay models, and then from the plaster casted moulds, we're going to make some glass lungs. We've got a couple of little prototype lungs here, but these are only made out of clay and they're not going to have the translucent quality that the finished glass lungs are. We've actually got in some pig's lungs, some real pig's lungs to look at. And what we've got the lungs for is we're going to get an idea of the coloration, because when you get up close and have a look, you can see purples, you can see oranges, you can see reds in the coloration of the lungs.
I think it's a brilliant idea because it gets students to realise how dangerous it is to smoke and how it affects their lungs and the whole body in different ways.
I've never smoked, and never will. I've never had the urge to. One, because I'm asthmatic, and two, because they're a quicker way to the grave.
So we've made the moulds for the lungs that are going to be made out of glass. They're made out of plaster. This is going to be the healthy lung, and this one's going to be the diseased smoker's lung.
The students have really engaged well with the project. They've been looking into how the body works, looking at how the glass lungs were made, talking to tutors, talking to other students. It's increased their knowledge of what happens to the body when you do smoke, and in fact it's encouraging some of them to actually thinking about giving up.
I used to think that, you know, if somebody chose to smoke, that was their choice, fine, let them get on with it. But certainly it's made me more aware, and it's made me sit back and think maybe actually I should be encouraging people to sort of take a different way of dealing with their emotions and different routes of dealing with the issues that they've taken to smoking for. You know, there are hundreds of alternative therapies out there, many of them that could be used as a way of dealing with the stresses that you feel smoking helps you deal with. So,
what we are just about to show you is one of the main workshops that is actually meant to do with this college, and it's called glass blowing.
And we are making the glass lungs, as is our project for the kick-ash. No, sorry, kick-ash.
Which is to do with helping people to stop smoking.
Or at least encourage them to.
Yeah.
Well, we started off with a visit to an anatomical museum in London to try and see what the lungs were shaped like, and Richard did quite a bit of research with students on the internet and found that the right and left lung are slightly different, which was quite interesting. And then we had to work out how to make them in clay for a master mould, and then a negative mould, which is what we're blown into today.
I think the final project is awesome because it shows how much smoking can damage your lungs.
It will make quite a stunning display and remind people that when they're smoking, inside they've got lungs that are living and breathing, not glass ones. And the final ones we're going to make using slightly coloured, so there'll be a pink lung for a nice healthy lung, and then a smoky coloured one for one that's like, unfortunately, the lungs of a lot of people who smoke that all get tarred up inside. So we're hoping it's going to be quite a dramatic display to sort of remind people of what they're doing to themselves when they smoke, and hopefully that will encourage them to stop smoking.
these are the final lungs, as you can see, waiting to be polished, final process. Basically, one represents the healthy lung of a human being and the other's a smoker. As many other people have said, people that choose to smoke are actually ending their own lives. They're killing themselves, essentially. I think the project's had a great impact on all of our students here. And I think it's made a lot of us think twice about the habits we take part in, really, and how we can help look after our own bodies.